The night is still in Silicon Valley, but in one high-rise office, the tension is thick. Elon Musk sits at the edge of his desk, his eyes fixed on the glowing screen of his tablet. His fingers swipe through it with mechanical precision, a frown forming on his face as he scans the latest headline. On the screen, a headline blinks back at him. Judge Boasberg blocks Musk's latest venture. The legal war begins. Elon leans forward, his expression hardening. This isn't the first time his ideas have been thwarted by the legal system, but tonight something feels different. He's no longer just a businessman facing setbacks. He's a man at war with a system that's grown complacent, powerful, and, in his eyes, corrupt. The door behind him creaks open, and one of his trusted advisors, Sarah, enters the room. She glances at the screen, then back to Elon. Sarah, are you going to let him get away with this? Elon's jaw clenches as he stares at the headline one last time. Judge Boasberg, a name that has become synonymous with obstruction, is standing in his way again. And the Chief Justice, John Roberts, is the final authority that gives Boasberg's ruling weight. Both of them have long been seen as gatekeepers of the old guard, more concerned with preserving their power than helping the people they're supposed to serve. Elon, I'm done with this. They think they can control the future. They don't know what they're dealing with. He stands up abruptly, pacing across the room, his mind racing. For weeks now, he's been fighting for progress, for the future. But every time he tries to push forward, a powerful judge or a high-ranking official seems to throw up a roadblock. Judge Boasberg has blocked his latest venture, a groundbreaking project that would push the boundaries of technology and revolutionize industries. And Roberts? He's been the one to back Boasberg every time. Sarah, Elon, be careful. You know what this means. You're going up against some of the most powerful figures in the country. Elon stops pacing, his gaze now intense as he locks eyes with Sarah. Elon, they can block me all they want, but they can't stop the truth. They can't stop progress. It's time for them to hear the truth, and I'm going to make sure they do. Without another word, Elon turns to his tablet, typing swiftly. A tweet is sent, and within seconds it's live for the world to see. The tweet reads, "What we're witnessing is not reform, it's retribution. Boasberg and Roberts don't protect the people. They protect the system. The same system that keeps us stuck in the past." His finger hovers over the tablet, the weight of the moment heavy. This tweet will not just shake the foundation of Silicon Valley. It will send shockwaves across the entire country. For the first time, Elon Musk is going on the offensive, and he's not holding back. As the tweet goes live, the world reacts. Newsrooms across the country erupt in a frenzy, debating the implications of Musk's words. Legal experts, political commentators, and ordinary citizens are now weighing in on the growing rift between the tech mogul and the judiciary. The lines are drawn. Elon sits back down, his gaze now fixed on the glowing screen. The battle he's just ignited is bigger than any one person. It's about a system that has grown stagnant, a judicial branch that has failed to keep pace with the world's advancements, and a man who has the power to change it all. The question now is simple. Who will control the future? And how far is Elon Musk willing to go to make sure that future is his to shape? Days following Elon Musk's fiery tweet send waves of unrest through the corridors of power. The media is ablaze with discussions, but the courtrooms are where the true battle is unfolding. Judge Boasberg, with his conservative rulings, has become the face of the opposition, the man standing between Elon's vision and the reality he seeks to create. His latest decision to block one of Musk's most ambitious projects, the creation of a new satellite system that would provide affordable internet access to millions, sends a clear message. Not everyone is on Musk's side. Elon arrives at his office early the next morning, greeted by a team of advisors who have spent the last few days trying to understand how to fight back. They've gone over every detail, analyzed the rulings, and found one common thread. A judicial system that seems determined to slow down progress at every turn. This time, however, it's different. This isn't just about blocking a project. It's a matter of principle. Elon. They're not blocking my project, they're blocking the future, and they think they can get away with it. Sarah stands by his side, her arms crossed as she surveys the room. She's been with Elon for years and has seen him face challenges before, but this time feels different. There's a sense of urgency in the air. Boasberg's decision is just one piece of the puzzle, but it's clear that Elon is now up against a system that doesn't want to change, no matter how necessary it is. Sarah, we need to figure out how this keeps happening. Boasberg isn't acting alone. This is bigger than just him. Elon's gaze hardens. He's always known that the judicial system is slow to adapt, but he never imagined that it could actively stand in the way of progress like this. The court's interference has become a pattern, not a coincidence. And at the top of it all stands Chief Justice Roberts, whose influence over the court could be the final piece that ensures Elon's ventures are forever kept under control. Elon. Roberts is just as guilty as Boasberg. He's the one giving these decisions weight, hiding behind his robes while protecting the status quo. A knock at the door interrupts his thoughts. It's John, another senior advisor, holding a stack of legal documents in his hands. John, the appeal has been filed, but we both know how this will go. Boasberg will just pull another stunt, and Roberts will back him up just like he always does. Elon's frustration is palpable. He's been here before, fighting legal battles, pushing back against an indifferent system that has too much control over the future. But this time it feels personal. The more he fights, the more he realizes the true power dynamics at play. These aren't just legal battles. They're political. They're about who gets to decide the future, and right now, it isn't Elon Musk at Elon. They think they can keep me down with a legal system that's stuck in the past? They've made a mistake. This fight is bigger than any one project. It's about breaking the chains that hold us all back. He's angry, but more than that, he's resolute. The challenge now is clear. Elon is up against an old guard that's comfortable with the way things are, a system that values control over progress. But for Musk, this isn't just a fight for his own success. It's a fight for the future itself. As the room falls silent, the weight of what's at stake sinks. The odds are stacked against him, but if there's one thing Elon knows, it's that he has never been one to back down when the system is wrong. The battle is just beginning, and the stakes have never been higher. The courtroom is a battleground, and the ruling comes down like a hammer. Judge Boasberg's decision to block Musk's satellite project is just the beginning of a series of legal maneuvers designed to tighten the grip on his ventures. What was once an isolated incident now becomes a coordinated effort to derail Musk's entire mission. At the heart of this growing injustice is the continued support from Chief Justice Roberts, who has remained steadfastly silent. His neutrality is no longer a position of impartiality. It's a strategic move to let the system crush the innovators and the disruptors. Roberts knows that every delay, every legal setback, is a win for the entrenched power structures that Musk has threatened. And Boasberg, eager to enforce his own control over the future of technology, has become his instrument. Elon. They're not just fighting my projects, they're fighting the future of humanity. We're not just talking about satellites here, we're talking about a better world. But the courtrooms aren't the only battleground. As Elon continues to push forward, he faces an unrelenting tide of pressure. Every step forward is met with new obstacles. As Boasberg's rulings grow more stringent, the pace of Musk's projects slows to a crawl, and each ruling has consequences far beyond the immediate. The media churns out stories painting Musk as a man at odds with the law, a villain in his own right. His very identity is now being twisted into something less heroic, less visionary, and more disruptive to the stability that those in power cherish. Elon, you think this is going to stop me? No. The more they push, the harder I push back. I'm not afraid of these people. They're afraid of what we're building. But the pressure mounts. Legal teams are stretched thin, media attacks are becoming more personal, and Elon is forced to spend more and more of his time in courtrooms and behind closed doors. He's being cornered, and it's starting to feel like a war on everything he believes in. The more Musk stands up, the harder they push him down. The corrupt forces seem to have the upper hand, and they're using every tool at their disposal to make sure he's silenced. Judge Boasberg's latest ruling, A direct hit to Musk's credibility, slapping him with a fine and threatening sanctions. The message is clear: fight back, and the consequences will be severe. The system is using its full weight to try to crush him, to remind Musk that no matter how powerful, no matter how revolutionary, he is nothing against the might of an entrenched and corrupt judicial system. But Elon knows this is just part of the process. Every hero faces moments like this when it seems like the odds are insurmountable. He's been underestimated before, and this time it won't be different. It's an event no one saw coming. A public hearing, a final showdown. The media is there in full force, waiting for Elon Musk to respond to Judge Boasberg's latest scathing decision. This time it's not just a fine. The ruling is a deliberate attempt to damage Musk's credibility in front of the world. His satellite program is officially halted. The news spreads like wildfire. Judge Boasberg, standing tall in his position of power, seems to savor the moment. His decision is carefully worded to undermine everything Musk has fought for. The media is already running headlines that accuse Musk of being reckless, of being too arrogant to follow the rules. The narrative is built with a clear intention: to diminish Musk in the eyes of the public. And it's working. Reporter. Today, a federal judge has officially blocked Elon Musk's satellite project, citing serious concerns over regulatory violations and the risk to national security. A major blow to the tech magnate who has often been seen as above the law. Musk, usually defiant, feels the weight of the world on his shoulders. He's taken on every challenge before, but this feels different. His satellites represent the future of humanity. How could anyone, especially a judge in a court of law, deny that? The media backlash is brutal. Every headline designed to break him, to paint him as a reckless billionaire more interested in his vision than in the rules. The betrayal cuts deeper. It's not just the ruling. It's the way it's all unfolding, the way it feels like no one is on his side. The very institutions he believed in, that he had worked within, are now the ones working against him. Chief Justice Roberts has been quietly backing the ruling, offering no support. Musk realizes he is alone in a sea of powerful forces, none willing to stand with him. No one has his back. Elon, thinking to himself, am I the bad guy here? Did I miscalculate? Have I really gone too far? The media hits him with relentless questions, trying to trap him into showing weakness. Elon stays silent, his face a mixture of frustration and resignation. His empire feels fragile, and the carefully constructed persona of the visionary, the man who could do no wrong, starts to crack. This is the breaking point, the moment when everything seems lost. Judge Boasberg stands at the pinnacle of his victory, relishing the moment, while Musk feels the full weight of the humiliation. The world is watching, and for the first time in years, he doesn't know how to fight back. The dust settles from the courtroom drama, but the world's attention is still on Elon Musk. The media has savored his defeat, pouncing on his silence, his vulnerability. Yet, behind closed doors, Musk is not the broken man they perceive him to be. In fact, he's far from it. In the quiet of his office, Elon sits alone, reviewing the case files that led to Judge Boasberg's ruling. But something stands out, a detail he overlooked before, a document, hidden in plain sight. It's a communication from Chief Justice Roberts, a letter from years ago, where Roberts praised Musk's innovative ventures, even alluded to potential collaborations. Musk freezes. Could Roberts have been playing a deeper game all along? Musk pulls up an old interview with Roberts. The Chief Justice spoke highly of Musk's achievements, even calling him a visionary for the future. At the time, the words were just flattery, but now they feel like a mask, part of a much larger web. What if the Chief Justice wasn't the neutral figure he appeared to be? What if there was a hidden agenda? As Musk dives deeper into the financials and internal communications within his company, he uncovers something truly shocking. Judge Boasberg and Chief Justice Roberts were connected, much more than anyone had ever known. Their ties go beyond just professional respect. Financial dealings, personal investments, and even shared interests in satellite technologies. It's a direct conflict of interest. Elon, to himself, in disbelief. I should have seen this sooner. They've been setting me up all along. This revelation shakes Musk to his core. It's not just a case of a judge who disagreed with his plans. It's a calculated effort to sabotage him. The power dynamic has shifted. What was once a case about regulations and national security is now about corruption and hidden alliances. The tables have turned, and Musk finally sees a way to fight back. He reaches for his phone, his fingers steady despite the whirlwind of emotions coursing through him. It's time to expose the truth, not just for him, but for the future of innovation. He knows the stakes have just gone much higher. Elon, resolute to himself. They won't see this coming. The battle is no longer just about the satellites. It's about something bigger. Something that could bring down the very institutions that have tried to ruin him. Elon Musk isn't one to back down, not when the stakes are this high. With the truth about the hidden alliances between Judge Boasberg and Chief Justice Roberts now exposed, Musk begins to carefully construct his strategy. He knows the media is hungry for the next twist in the saga, and he's ready to give it to them. But not in the way they expect. His first move is to call in his legal team. But this time, he's not interested in just fighting for his right to continue with his satellite plans. Musk has bigger ambitions now. He wants to take down the system that tried to break him. The playing field is no longer about courtroom strategies. It's about dismantling the power structures that allowed this corruption to fester. He meets with his top advisors, and they go over the secret documents one last time. The financial records, the emails, the incriminating connections between Roberts and Boasberg, all of it now in Musk's hands. It's time to go public. The media outlets will be his megaphone, the courtroom his battleground. Elon determined, it's not enough to fight them. We need to make sure the world knows what they did. We're going to change everything. But Musk's path to reclaiming power isn't without resistance. The moment the story breaks, the backlash is immediate. Media outlets loyal to the establishment rush to discredit him, labeling the revelation as nothing more than a baseless conspiracy. The judicial system begins to circle the wagons, closing ranks. Chief Justice Roberts, in a rare public statement, denies any wrongdoings, calling Musk's claims false and defamatory. Judge Boasberg doubles down, issuing statements about his integrity and fairness. Chief Justice Roberts on TV defensive. Elon Musk's allegations are without merit. This is an attack on the very fabric of our judicial system. Despite their attempts to discredit him, the damage has been done. Musk's revelation sparks public outrage. People start questioning the integrity of the very system they once trusted. The media can spin the story all they want, but there's a growing wave of doubt, and that's all Musk needs to begin his reclamation. Behind closed doors, Boasberg and Roberts feel the pressure mounting. Their positions are no longer as secure as they once were. Musk has done more than just expose them. He's planted the seeds of doubt in the minds of the people. The power is starting to shift, but Musk isn't satisfied yet. His first steps have been taken, but the war is far from over. The fight for justice has only just begun. The courtroom is packed. Tension crackles in the air as Elon Musk steps up to the podium, his every move deliberate. It's a pivotal moment. His challenge to Judge Boasberg and Chief Justice Roberts has escalated to this. With the world watching, he's not just fighting for a chance to continue his work. This is personal now. Musk has spent weeks rallying public support, and the pressure on Boasberg and Roberts has reached its peak. Judge Boasberg sits at his bench, a thin veneer of composure masking his growing anxiety. He knows that the eyes of the nation are upon him, and he can feel his authority slipping away. He's never been confronted like this before. The power dynamics he once wielded so effortlessly are beginning to crumble. Musk stands tall, unwavering, his gaze locked on Boasberg. His voice rings out cold but cutting as he addresses the court. Elon, confident but forceful. Your Honor, Chief Justice, this isn't just about my satellites. This isn't about technology or business. This is about something far more important. The very system of justice that's meant to protect us all. A ripple of murmurs runs through the room. Boasberg shifts uncomfortably in his seat. Musk continues, his words a sharp rebuttal to everything they've stood for. Elon, passionate. The people deserve more than a system rigged in favor of the powerful. This court, and the very people you protect, those you serve, are no better than the corrupt officials we expose in other parts of the world. The difference? We let you get away with it. The room falls silent. Musk's words strike a chord with everyone present. The implications of what he's saying hang in the air like a heavy cloud. Judge Boasberg's jaw clenches as he glances at Chief Justice Roberts, who sits stone-faced trying to maintain control. Judge Boasberg coldly, "Mr. Musk, you are out of line. The court will not tolerate such accusations. This is not the place for personal vendettas." But Musk, undeterred, leans in, his voice growing louder, more insistent. Elon, challenging, "No, Your Honor, this is exactly the place. It's time for you to face the truth. You and Roberts, you've built this entire system to protect yourselves. It ends today." The room is electric with anticipation. For the first time, Musk is no longer the underdog. He is no longer cowering in the shadows. He is standing in front of the most powerful people in the judicial system, and he is calling them out. Judge Boasberg's face flushes with anger, but inside, he feels the first stirrings of fear. This confrontation is only beginning, and he knows Musk has no intention of backing down. The tension in the courtroom reaches its boiling point. Judge Boasberg and Chief Justice Roberts exchange a brief, knowing glance. There's no hiding it anymore. The storm Musk has whipped up is too fierce to ignore, and the weight of the evidence against them is undeniable. The carefully constructed facade of impartiality they've maintained for years begins to crack. Elon Musk's challenge has sparked a firestorm outside the courtroom. The public has rallied behind him, fueling the narrative of a broken judicial system that protects the powerful while oppressing those who dare to defy it. The media has seized on the scandal. News outlets from every corner of the globe now highlight the allegations of corruption and misconduct, calling for accountability. There's nowhere for Boasberg and Roberts to hide. Inside the courtroom, the turning tide is impossible to ignore. Musk, undeterred by their attempts to silence him, holds up a series of damning documents, a paper trail leading straight to the heart of the corruption they've perpetuated. The evidence is undeniable. The room falls into a hushed silence as the reality sets in. The very system that was supposed to uphold justice had been hijacked by its own defenders. Elon, calmly but firmly, "You've been hiding behind your robes of authority for far too long. Now the truth is out. It's time for you to face the consequences." Judge Boasberg's face pales as he watches the documents be passed around the room. The weight of his actions, the deals he's made, the cases he's mishandled, all come crashing down in front of him. The arrogance he once displayed in court is nowhere to be found now. Chief Justice Roberts, visibly shaken. "This is outrageous. You cannot," but the damage is already done. The media coverage, the outrage from the public, and the undeniable proof leave Boasberg and Roberts cornered. The backlash is immediate and severe. Within hours, both are removed from their positions. The very institutions they once held in their iron grip now turn against them. Musk's victory is complete, not just for himself, but for every person who had been subjected to the injustices they perpetuated. In the days that follow, Boasberg is swiftly investigated and his career crumbles piece by piece. Roberts, too, is implicated in a series of covert dealings and shady alliances. Their reign is over, their credibility shattered beyond repair. For Musk, this moment is more than just a personal triumph. It's the moment justice is finally served, and the corrupt are brought to their knees. The world watches as these once powerful figures are forced to step down, their legacies forever tarnished, and Musk, he stands tall, unshaken, knowing that he has done more than take down a corrupt system. He has lit a fire for change, a fire that won't be extinguished. The world outside the courtroom has erupted in celebration. Social media is flooded with images of Elon Musk, the self-made billionaire who defied the odds and exposed the corruption that had long been hidden in plain sight. His victory feels like a breath of fresh air for the millions of people who had been victimized by a flawed system. They are no longer alone. Justice has been served. Musk stands on the steps of the courthouse, flanked by his legal team, his family, and supporters. The air is thick with a sense of vindication. For years he had been dismissed as a disruptor, a maverick who couldn't be trusted. But now, his fight for fairness has earned him the respect of those who once doubted him. Elon, to reporters. This isn't just about me. This is about every person who has been wronged by the very system that was supposed to protect them. It's about restoring trust, accountability, and integrity in a system that has long forgotten its duty. Inside the courtroom, Judge Boasberg's gavel falls for the last time. His resignation is formalized, but the real consequences come later. His assets are frozen. His financial dealings are scrutinized under a magnifying glass. What he once held dear, the power, the influence, the wealth, begins to crumble. No more courtroom appearances, no more public platforms. The scandal that surrounded him becomes a symbol of the systemic rot within the judicial system. As for Chief Justice Roberts, his downfall is even more dramatic. His political connections are severed, his influence dwindles, and his reputation, once untouchable, is now permanently stained. The elite circles that once embraced him now distance themselves, unwilling to be associated with his tarnished name. His resignation comes swiftly, followed by an investigation into his past actions. He, too, is left without power, standing at the ruins of his career. For Musk, the fallout is bittersweet. While the victory is satisfying, the personal toll of the battle weighs on him. He's lost friends, endured public attacks, and had to make painful decisions along the way. But with the corrupt system finally dismantled, he feels a sense of closure that had once seemed impossible. The justice he fought for isn't just a personal achievement. It's a win for everyone who believes that no one, no matter their position, is above accountability. Musk knows that this moment of triumph will be remembered for years to come. And as he walks away from the courthouse, he's not just a billionaire, tech mogul, he's a man who fought for what was right and won. The aftermath of the courtroom drama. As the dust settles, Elon Musk stands before a vast crowd of supporters, journalists, and onlookers, his face stoic but resolute. The media has long since stopped sensationalizing his every move. No longer the controversial figure painted by critics, he's now seen as the man who stood up when no one else would. But even as he takes in the weight of the victory, the truth of it all remains clear in his mind. The battle is never really over. Elon, to the crowd with quiet determination. The world changes, but change is constant. I didn't do this for me. I did it because I believe in the power of fairness, in the power of a system that serves its people, not those who misuse it. But we can't afford to forget what we've learned here. Power corrupts, but it's only when good people stand up, when they demand truth, that justice prevails. As Musk walks away from the scene, the significance of the moment begins to sink in. This wasn't just about him exposing corruption or winning a legal battle. It was about reclaiming something much bigger. It was about the belief that even in the darkest corners of society, where injustice seems entrenched and invincible, there is always hope for change. It was about the triumph of truth over deceit, the rise of integrity in the face of power, and the reminder that those who hold the power to shape the world must always be held accountable. The cameras zoom out, showing the distant skyline, a metaphor for the world that lies beyond the immediate conflict. The image lingers for a moment, inviting the audience to reflect on their own role in the world. How far are they willing to go for justice? What systems around them need to be challenged? And most importantly, how do they define their own fight for fairness in a world that too often feels stacked against them? Elon, voiceover quietly. True power lies not in what you have, but in what you're willing to stand up for. The screen fades to black, leaving the audience to sit with the weight of the story. Musk's journey has sparked something in them, a reminder that when the forces of corruption rise, it's not just the powerful who must act. Everyone has a role to play. Everyone can make a difference. And with that, the final message rings clear. Justice is not guaranteed. It's earned, one brave act at a time. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for more justice-driven stories and powerful insights.